Welcome, my creative weirdos. I love you all. I'm so excited to be doing this video. I've been meaning to do it for so long, and it is answering a question that I get from so many of you on YouTube videos, on my Instagram, Twitter, etc. And that is, how do I become an interior designer?
I'm Mr. Kate, I'm here. I'll take a look at your place. I'll stop by for a while and help you find your style. We'll laugh and we'll paint Mr. Kate.
Oh, I'm Mr. Kate. How do I become an interior designer? And by I, you ask, how do you become an interior designer? You also ask how I became an interior designer. I totally get why you're asking that question because it is an awesome job. What I get to do, I feel really lucky that I get to do it. If you don't know what I do, we do a lot of interior design and DIY stuff, and we go into people's houses, transform rooms for them. It's really exciting. I'm basically a professional creative weirdo. Like, I get to make money for being creative and for like expressing my creativity, which is just, I'm like getting chills right now talking about it because I really do feel so lucky, and I totally get why you guys out there would want to explore that type of career for yourselves as well. If this video can help you, inspire you, give you tips to pursue your own creative professional weirdness, then I'm all about it, and that will make me very happy. So if you're excited, give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe because we are at 1 billion subscribers. Thank you. So join our creative weirdo family. I'm giving you a hug right now. Virtual hug. What is an interior designer? The traditional definition of an interior designer, because there is a difference between interior designer and interior decorator. An interior designer is someone that has more of a macro view of space planning. They're oftentimes way more involved with the actual building of a space. They also do obviously the finishing touches and stuff as well. An interior decorator is definitely way more about just those finishing things within an already existing room. Paint, color, and furniture, and decorative objects, etc. For the purposes of this video, I'm just going to use the term interior designer because I feel like nowadays with renovating and all that stuff, you might be confronted with some things that are a little bit more interior designer-esque and less interior decorator-esque, but obviously I do both. Boop. Guys, I was really organized when figuring out this vlog. I actually wrote up everything. Look at this. Oh my God. I feel like I'm giving like a college presentation. I'll be your professor, Professor Mr. Kate. Let me roll up my sleeves. Part 1. Where's my PowerPoint presentation? Maybe we'll just edit in. Part 1. How I became an interior designer. I think it will probably be interesting for you to know just what my journey was because it is not a traditional journey. I really found myself here. I do not have my certificate. I haven't taken a test. You have to take a test in order to get approved by the National Board of what is it called? Let me consult my notes. See, I'm not one, so I don't even know what it is. You have to pass the National Council for Interior Design Qualification exam. I didn't do that. I'm calling myself an interior designer, I guess, by the, standards of the qualification of whatever. I haven't passed the exam. However, I get paid to design people's spaces and decorate and help them renovate and all that stuff. In that respect, I am a professional. So I've been doing this for about 8 years now, and I wanted to share with you some steps along the way that I think contributed to me being a professional creative weirdo, aka interior designer. One of those things is I grew up with a very creative mother. She was always DIYing things around our house. I also have a grandmother who worked at a faux finishing place. So I grew up with my mom DIYing all the time, my grandma doing art projects with me, painting faux finishes on walls. I quickly realized that all of it was doable and it wasn't so scary. So that was really cool. My mom at one point hired an interior designer when we moved to decorate a couple of the rooms in our house. That was a big wow moment for me. So I was like, oh, this is like a career that someone does where they come into people's homes and make them look really awesome. So that was a big light bulb. I did a lot of art in middle school. I went to a really creative school, a Waldorf school, shout out Waldorf kids. I did go to college, even though I didn't take that exam and major in interior design. I did graduate from the University of Loyola Marymount here in California, and there I majored in film production, which was a really valuable experience because I did a lot of art direction and production design, set dressing, a lot of those things you have to do for your student films. I got to decorate spaces and also see how they looked on camera. I minored in theater. I was acting professionally. You can look me up on IMDb and probably watch some really weird, funny, bad movies that I've been in. And the reason why I think being an actress really helps me now as an interior designer is I have to play roles still. You know, I'm not reading lines, etc., but I am having to channel different personalities. When you design for other people, you're interpreting their personal taste. So I have to channel them, see the room through their eyes, really try to play a character to give them the room that they will like. I was always really experimental with my personal style. Like, I always dressed weird. At least people would always say that, like, you're so weird, Kate. Of course, now you guys know I have turned that into a positive term because I truly believe that being a weirdo just means you are expressing your inherent, awesome, unique creativity that's inside of you and being able to dress fun and funky and express yourself through your personal style and through your creative projects and DIY projects and interior design. It's all a reflection of how weird and wonderful you are. The birth of Mr. Kate started about 6-7 years ago. I started it as a blog to just chronicle my creative pursuits. I have my jewelry line, and I also started the YouTube channel to just be able to make videos. That was a way for me to really see how much people responded to DIY projects and stuff like that. Obviously an exercise in making and doing and creating and being visually oriented. Since I was doing so many decorating DIYs on the channel and on the blog, a lot of my friends started asking me to like help them decorate their spaces, which I of course did for free. By having a blog and videos, you're just online, and someone found me from the Nate Berkus show and asked me to do some segments on his show. So that was my first time being on camera and kind of like showing my DIY project. His acknowledging my creativity was like a big boost to my confidence. After the Nate Berkus thing, I got hired to be an interior designer on a show called Homemade Simple, which was on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I was an on-camera and off-camera interior designer. So then, bada bing, bada boom, I'm a designer on a TV show. Now I really had friends of friends coming out of the woodwork and asking me to help them. So at that point, I was like, I can't keep working for free. I should start charging. So that was when I started actually charging like clients. I ended up hiring an assistant to help me do some installs and stuff because I needed help. So once I started getting paid by people who are like really trusting me, my interior design voice, I was like, you know what? I really want to learn more about history of this. I ended up enrolling in an extension program at UCLA. So I took an intensive class in interior design. It was basically like the history of interior design, and it was so fascinating and I loved it so much. I love school. I could have continued with the 2-year program to get my certificate, but I literally have no time. As you guys know, we're so busy with Mr. Kate stuff, and I keep getting paid to be an interior designer. That is essentially my backstory. If you guys are interested in learning more about me, you can watch the Draw My Life video. And also, I really encourage you to get Hot Glue Gun Mess, my book, because it's super personal and I wrote just a ton about the personal journey of my life. So if you guys are at all interested, link below, no pressure. So that's it for part 1. And part 2, I am titling wait, what am I titling it? I have to remember my how to become an interior designer. These are my tips for you about how to become an interior designer. In doing this video, I actually Googled how to become an interior designer because I just wanted to see what Google said. Earn a degree in interior design, pass the National Council for Interior Design qualification exam, take pro bono projects, meaning free projects, get experience, build a portfolio, cool, look for continuing education opportunities. I was like, cool, Google. When do I get paid? Spend money on school, do free projects, spend more money on school. I'm not gonna follow Google's advice. I'm gonna give you my tips. Number 1, go to school. I know, such a classic, typical bit of advice, but if you don't wanna major in interior design, obviously, as you now know from my story, that my college education really helped me know about interior design because I did film production. Take art history classes, take history classes in general. Interior design is a reflection of what people did in history. So fascinating. If you can't afford to go to college, I would definitely encourage you to just be like an internet pro. Download books, read a bunch of different articles, and watch as many videos as you can. Just try to educate yourself as much as possible about the history of interior design because you will only be as good as the knowledge that you have. Number 2, visualize with mood boards. I don't have a project unless I have a mood board. And that is where I start the brainstorming process. Learn how to mood board. It's really easy. It's really fun. You can do it on Pinterest. You can do it on Photoshop. That spark of inspiration is really what the mood board is about for me. It is not the end all be all of the space though. A lot of times people go like, I have my mood board. I've decorated a room. And I'm like, it's on a computer. Now you have to actually physically manifest it, which is a whole different story, but I am always going back to my mood boards. Number 3, measure and create floor plans. I was terrible at math, but floor plans is a mathematical part of being an interior designer, but it is so essential because it doesn't matter how beautiful your mood board is or how beautiful the items that you buy for the space are. If they don't fit, it's a waste of time. You want to learn how to make floor plans. So you can do this with a bunch of different programs. There's some that I will link below, or you could do it the old-fashioned way. You could create kind of a scale, using a ruler. Number 4, get your hands dirty decorating. This is one of my favorite tips. When they say practice makes perfect? That is this tip. I am telling you, actually physically interacting with furniture and spaces is the best teacher out there, and you will get better and better every room because you will learn from your mistakes, from your successes. And I am only as good as the amount of rooms I've done. Like, I literally get better and better every single room we do. Decorating is a physical activity, like actually hanging things and screwing things into walls and hammering things together. You might need some help with that. Obviously, I have Joey, burly, strong man. If you don't have a Joey, find yourself someone who's good at that stuff. Find yourself a handyman, TaskRabbit, etc. And do some free work for friends and say, hey, do you want to decorate your space? Can I come over and help you? Do you have like $100 to spend? We could go to the thrift store and like buy some stuff and paint it and da-da-da-da-da. Number 5. Know your worth. If you are looking to be an interior designer, an interior decorator, in order for it to be a career, you need to make money. This is a question I get a lot. How do I know what to charge people? Really, the best way to do it is to just charge someone for your time. So you could start out charging people hourly. The range is gigantic because obviously there are people that don't have that much experience, and then there's people that have so much experience and have like a name and whatever. You could be from $20 an hour to like $1,000 an hour. So find your sweet spot. You can also do a flat fee per project. You can kind of like ballpark, like, okay, I think this will take me around 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours to get this room, shop this room, to get it set up. Another traditional thing that interior designers will do is if you have a resale license, you're registered with a federal tax ID that gives you a discount where you get kind of closer to wholesale prices, then they charge a commission on that. So they basically resell to the client for retail and they keep the difference, basically charging a commission on the things that they're finding. I don't personally do that. I like to find cheap, awesome, budget-friendly finds. So I was just always going with the hourly rate. Number 6, how to spend other people's money. That is really hard because you're basically ballparking it. What I like to do is create a spreadsheet and I input ballpark numbers of things. I'll be like, I'll probably spend around $800 on a couch, put them in and then tally it up. You could do formulas in a spreadsheet so that it'll total it up. Just see ballpark how much those things will cost. But don't stop there. Remember, you might need to pay an electrician. You might need to pay delivery fees. You might need to pay installers to help you put up certain things. So make sure you are putting in line items for all of those things that you are imagining that you will need to pay for. Then you will see what is sort of your basic guesstimate initial budget. I will tell you that everything ends up being more expensive than you think it's going to be, but that is because you are buying everything all at once. People usually don't shop like that when they're decorating their space. They'll like buy a couch, 6 months later buy a dining room table, so it doesn't feel like as much. But when you're interior designing, you are getting everything for that room in one bulk shop. So it is a higher ticket, but it is basically the same amount of money they would probably otherwise spend over the course of 3 years. One thing I always tell people to keep in mind when it comes to budget is how much would you spend on a hotel? When you go to a hotel, maybe it's like a nicer hotel, like, oh, this is so nice and luxurious. How much was that per night? Then like add that up and see how much that would cost if you lived in a hotel. It's probably a lot. Well, your home should be like a hotel, gorgeous and lovely and inviting and happy and relaxing and all those things that you feel in a hotel. What is the dollar amount to place on that? All right, we have reached the end, the last tip. Number 7, believe in your talent. It sounds cheesy, but it is so important. As an interior designer, you are going to be making creative decisions all the time in stores, online, with people. They're going to be asking you, what do you think? Believe in your voice and your creative ability to answer those questions and make those decisions, and you can do it. There is no wrong way to be creative. There's no rules. Your way, in this particular case, when it's your project, is the right way. Remember that and believe in those instincts. It doesn't always go the way that you think it's going to go. I make decisions all the time. I'm like, that's the one, that's the rug, oh my God, oh. And then when the rug doesn't come in time, or it's stained, or it's a different color in person than it was online, and I have to make a decision to change it. You guys know, if you watch my shopping videos, I am confronted all the time, and I just look at it as another moment to be creative. Okay, the universe served me this, and I am going to make the most of it, and I'm going to make sure that this actually makes the room better. Believe in that talent. Confidence is really key, and you can do it. There's no wrong way to be a creative weirdo, and that's so cool. All right, so if you have lasted to the end of this video, congratulations, guys. Thank you so much. That means that you are truly very interested in interior design or interior decorating, or just being a professional creative person and being able to make money being a creative person. So I really hope that this video helped give you guys the tips and tools and maybe some tricks to figure that for your own journey. Everyone's journey is unique. There are so many different ways you could go about being a professional in the creative space. Obviously, I am just one person. I encourage you to get other people's advice. But in closing, I just want to end on this note that I truly believe that interior design and decorating is just an outward reflection of who you are internally. Even though it seems superficial, it is a really big, important job, because people's homes, spaces, offices are environments where they will create and do really important things in their lives. How inspiring and functional those spaces are is just crucial. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please give this video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions, or if you have any ideas, other things I should be blabbing about. Thanks for watching me blab. I love you so much. I will see you later. Mwah! Bye!
Mr. Kate!
I'm really excited to bring you guys more of these videos. I do get so many questions. Oh, cat hair. I don't know if you can see it, but guys, I have piercings on my nails. Does that even focus? Boop, 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 boop. They jangle around and like make noise. So you probably can't hear it, but I'm just hearing like tink, 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 tink as I gesture like a mad woman. Ha ha ha.